I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Oh, the crowd excited today. Y'all ready like we are. Hey, listen, y'all looking at Unfazed with myself, JJ, my boy AJ. We have a great show for y'all today, man. If y'all not tuned into the NBA Finals, it's a great finals so far. You know, right now the Pacers are up 2-1, and they just beat OKC at home, man. I know a lot of people are surprised. The Pacers are leading in this series. So we got to talk a lot about that series, and we got to talk about my Commanders, which I'm looking forward to, you know. I don't know if it's a sad thing or a good thing, but we here, though. That's all I got to say. But, AJ, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. You know, my organization in football are not as dysfunctional. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm feeling good. It's good to be on this side with the Eagle Green on. I just want to say that. We're not here to talk about them, really, but I felt good throwing this on today, seeing what's going on with the Bengals, seeing what's going on with the Commanders. You know, Marcus Parsons still ain't signed, so I'm not going to throw my Eagle gear on today. Can't throw no Laker gear right now. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling good, and the finals been better than expected. Mm-hmm. It's been better than it's been surprising. It's been surprising. So we got to get into that. But I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Well, speaking of the finals, we're going to get right into it, AJ. Get right into it. The Pacers beat the OKC Thunder 116 to 107 at home. And, you know, I'm not sure who you had winning that game. We didn't talk about that. But at this point, I don't think anyone except you, a Pacers fan, or you just an underdog guy, had the Pacers beating up 2-1 in this point in the series. But they're up 2-1. So, AJ, just give us a recap on your thoughts of this game.
Well, my wife got the Pacers winning the series. So I do want to give her credit. She did pick the Pacers. So I'm like, hey, you crazy. So, but it's looking like the Pacers, you know, they got the upper hand right now at the moment. But, yeah, man, the Pacers, I felt like in Game 3, first off, I had OKC. I had OKC winning Game 3 because I had OKC winning this series in 5 games. Even though they lost Game 1, I didn't want to back off that prediction. But after they lost Game 1, it's like it looked like if they're going to win, it's probably going to be in 6 because I don't see them just blowing through Indiana like that in Indiana. But I felt like in Game 3, they finally looked like themselves. Game 1, I felt like they struggled, but then they pulled it together at the end. Felt like they was trying to adjust to OKC's defense. And at the end of the game, they kind of got the stops they needed, made plays at the end, and then Halliburton hit the big-time shot at the very end of the game. Game 2, I thought OKC responded extremely strong. You know, we knew they weren't going to go down 0-2. That just wasn't going to happen, not in OKC. So I kind of expected OKC to come out and kind of dominate them in the second game. And for the most part, they did. It wasn't as crazy as, like, I mean, we seen them blow out Memphis by 40. We seen them beat Denver by 40. You know, so we seen them blow out the Timberwolves as well. So it's like, it wasn't as crazy as that, but you beat them by, you know what I'm saying, while the starters was in there, you was up by 20. So, you know, I kind of expected that. But Game 3, I felt like the Pacers started to adjust and look like the Pacers. I give them credit. They picked up their pace. You know, the same pace they had in the first couple rounds, they picked up in this round. I felt like they tired OKC out. Like, OKC had dead legs in the fourth. They had a 5-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Jalen Williams hit a big-time 3, put them up 5. I said, okay, I think they're going to close the deal. Even though it's only a 5-point game and we know how the Pacers like to play in the fourth, I felt confident going into the fourth. But, like, they just had dead legs out there, man. SGA looked exhausted. We got to get to him in a little bit, but he looked exhausted out there. And you had big-time performances from Mathurin, 27 off the bench. which was crazy. TJ McConnell, 10 points, 5 big steals, a lot of them off inbounds passes, so it's just pure hustle points. And then Halliburton. This is the Halliburton I've been waiting on. Like, we keep having these superstar talks, but to be honest, outside of the game winner in game 1, he was really nowhere to be found in the first 2 games of the series. Halliburton stepped up, gave you 22 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds. If he play like that, you got a shot. You got a shot. I got some numbers for you, Joe. It's been floating around all day today.
Okay.
When they win playoff games, in his wins, about 21 points a game, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. But when they lose, his numbers, about 13 points a game, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. So the formula is there. He's got to play aggressive. He's got to look to get his shots off. Even if he's missing, he got to get looks. Because when he has it going, he opens the floor for everyone else. And the last thing I'll say is this, going back to SGA for a moment. I don't like to defer into Jalen Williams as much in the fourth sometimes. I thought Jalen Williams had a really good, quarters 1 through 3. But in the fourth quarter, when the team is shooting 6 or 17 from the field and 35%, I don't really want Jalen Williams taking a bunch of shots. To be, and I respect Jalen Williams. I think he's a good player, but I want SGA taking most of the shots. It seemed like Jalen Williams, he get in this mode where he just do too much, and it's like you watching, and it's like come off the ball, bro. Move the ball, swing it, and it turned into a turnover or into a bad shot or into something that we don't want. But to SGA, I said to start the series, Joe, I said I want to see the Pacers give him some different looks. They threw a ton of different bodies at him, and I saw some double teams. I saw some traps here and there, not the whole game, but periodically. They kind of sprinkled it in here and there. Full court press. So like I said, it was no surprise that in the fourth quarter he was gasping for air. And maybe that's part of the reason why he was coming up the ball as much as he was. But all in all, big time win. We're going to get to OKC, and if they're in trouble, maybe I shouldn't have previewed that with the next slide. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but big time win for the Pacers, big time win for the Pacers.
Yeah, man. I agree with almost everything you said. I'm gonna start with the dead legs. They definitely had dead legs. And let me start with SGA. There was a play in the fourth quarter where SGA was guarding, I think, Nembhard, and Nembhard shot a 3, and SGA didn't even follow the rebound. He just stood there at the 3-point line. Nembhard got his own offensive rebound and ended up getting, I think it was somebody, but I know Nembhard ended up getting fouled. And that was a crucial part of the game. It was about 3 minutes left in the game. They were down by I think it was down by 3 or 4, but it was at that stretch when they couldn't score.
Right.
And giving up an extra possession at that time was horrible. A lot of people say OKC lost this game because of the turnovers. They had the most turnovers they had all playoffs. They had 17. Pacers had 13. They gave up 21 points on turnovers. The Pacers only gave up 14. So the Pacers won that part. That's not why they lost. Because having all those turnovers, AJ, and yes, SGA had 6 turnovers, but he one of the turnovers was an offensive foul, off ball in the beginning of the game. The first play of the game, offensive foul. The second turnover, he got a block and caught the ball mid-air and just landed on his feet out of bounds. It counted as a turnover. You know what I mean, right? So, but the other turn, he had a turnover when he went to the basket. He tried to throw it to Lou Dort, but Lou Dort wasn't right there. And he kind of took an extra step, and they called travel. And he threw 2 bad passes. One to Halliburton for a touchdown, basically for a pick 6, and one to somebody else for a pick 6, right? So shout out to Caruso. He calls the steals that turns to dunks, to layups, pick 6.
Pick 6. Oh wow.
I like that. I'm gonna start saying that.
That's nice.
So, but that's not why they lost, AJ. They lost straight up because of fourth quarter. They couldn't score. It was Indiana's defense. It wasn't the offense. Now, the offense was pretty good. But the defense was the reason why they won the game, Indiana Pacers, in the fourth quarter. Like you said, it was a 5-point game going into the fourth quarter. And OKC scored 18 points in the fourth quarter, AJ? Come on, were you up by 5? So, Indiana, what they scored? They scored 32. That's Indiana normally, 32 points in the fourth quarter, right? But what really got them was OKC going to score. It was a lot of SGA bring the ball up. He tried to make something happen. J-Dub bring the ball up. It was no ball moving for real in the fourth quarter. And like you said with SGA, when it comes to, you saw double teams. A lot of his double teams came from him calling for the screen. And this time, what they did, they were super aggressive on those screens. Like they, SGA mentioned it, like they were high on the screens, and they doubled them. But my thing is this, AJ, stop calling the screens. Stop. I'm watching the game, AJ. He kept calling the screen, and what they do, they would trap him, and he'll get off the ball. And now we gotta trust somebody else to score.
Right.
Like, bro, I get SGA wasn't having the game that we used to SGA having, but I trust him more than everybody else. J-Dub had 2 terrible turnovers in the fourth quarter. And you know what J-Dub reminded me of at times? He had a good game. But you know what he reminded me of at times?
Cool.
Russell Westbrook, bro. When he got the ball, AJ, I'm like scared sometimes, bro. Like I watch him with the ball, and sometimes he just too out of control. Like you said, he's too out of control. He do too much. And he's at like he gets sped up by the defense so easily. I feel like, don't get me wrong, he create a lot of good looks. Like he be getting good looks. Like no mid-range shots he be shooting, he creates separation and he get them. It just when he's hitting, it's good. But when he driving to the basket, when he dribbling and it just look like a bunch of chaos, I get so nervous about like what he about to do, turn the ball over. But SGA stopped. It was one time he did not call the screen, AJ, and he got Neymar, did a little push off, jumper, money. I'm like, come on, stop calling. Neymar can't one-on-one. Nobody in this team can guard you. Stop calling the screen. I don't get it. It's like they have NBA players have a habit of calling screens. Like they will have TJ McConnell on him, but he'll call the screen to get Neesmith. Like, bro, what y'all doing?
But
like,
I think some of that though is like they pressing you all game. So it's like sometimes I feel like he call that we saw how gassed he was.
Yeah, he was.
Sometimes gassed. You call in that screen just to get a little space for a little quick little
Which
breather.
Cool.
Like, golly, like, all right, bro, like they pressing me all game. Bring this screen up. Let me get a little space. And then, you know what I'm saying, survey the court. Opposed to every time you're bringing the ball up, you got somebody directly in your face. I think he probably called for the screen too much. I agree with that. But at the same time, while I was watching, I was kind of understanding it. That's one, him being tired and him having a defender in his face the entire time. The other aspect of it is the OKC, even though SGA is the guy, obviously, he's the MVP. These guys got a lot of trust amongst each other.
Which is
He's
cool.
not afraid to get a ball up. So, okay, perfect. You know, I'm first off, I'm tired anyway. I need to breathe. I need somebody else to score anyway. That's number one. But number two, I know when I call it screen, they gonna trap me. And if they don't trap me or they don't play high on the screen, I'm gonna come off and I'm gonna get a bucket. But if they play high, I'm finna just get the ball out. Somebody open. I'm trusting one of these guys to make a shot. They've done it throughout the postseason. They've made those shots. When it's not often when he getting double teamed and stuff like that on screens. But in the rare occasion that he does, and guys get open looks, guys making shots. So I felt like in that game, he probably felt like, you know what? I feel like at times he really deferred to Jalen Williams too. Go ahead, bro. Let me get a breather. You go ahead. And to your point, it's like, yo, nah, bro. This the finals, bro. Facts. You gotta go get it, especially with Halliburton playing the way he played in that game. Like, no, you gotta go get this game. The thing I respect about the Pacers is I went into this series circling 2 games. 2 games. I said, if they gonna win this series, or if they at least gonna make it a series, they got to steal game 1 because it's gonna be an adjustment for both teams trying to get to the pace of play and the defense and things of that nature, right? So they got to steal game 1, and they got to go home and get that first game. Because if you notice, OKC, the only game 3 they've won in this playoffs is the game 3 against Memphis.
That's
they got
it.
blown out by Minnesota. They lost to Denver.
Just like how they lost to Pacers, they lost to Denver. Same way.
Exactly. So it's like you got 2 games right here. If you can steal these 2 games, it's a series now. You see that confidence rising. So it's interesting. It's getting interesting. But I get why he was calling for them screens, bro. I do, bro. They was in his face. And it seems like they really amped it up in the fourth when
they did.
They could see he was tired. They're like, oh yeah, we got you now.
They did, you know. But here's my thing. I'm not saying don't call screens, but you see what happens when you're calling these screens. If you need space, like, come on, you ball, AJ. I'm not sure how you play, You know, like me, the way I play, right? I just played yesterday. It's cooking too. I should have recorded my son was fine. But anyways, how I like to play is give me the ball. Like I could bring the ball up, but which I do most of the time. But I would prefer if I'm trying to score, give me the ball in the triple threat. You know, like give me the ball in the triple threat. We can look at the super chat real quick. Let's pull the super chat real quick.
Okay.
All right. Shout out to my boy Ty. 23 months being a member. That's crazy. It's a long time. I don't I don't care. Lou Dort, New Sport, Hughes Sport, Hughes Sports.
Huge shorts.
Oh, shorts.
Yeah.
Huge shorts. Paces in 6, but shout out to the best network. Hashtag show us some respect. Show us some respect. Hashtag yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you want to say it? I never heard it before. That's something I was saying in Indiana.
He made that up. He made that up on the fly. He made that up on the fly.
But like how I like it is, give me the ball. If I'm getting guard on 1-on-1, just give me the ball in a triple threat.
Yes, yeah.
And I can make something happen from there. I'm good after that. So SGA, do that. You don't have to call the screen. Now I get it. It's hard for you to get the ball off ball. But Neymar, what? SGA, what? 6'6"? Come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, do what you gotta do because every time he set the screen, they would trap hard. That he got to depend on somebody else. But what I will say is, I'm okay with him deferring. I don't like when he defers and he's not involved at all. I don't like that. Like in the NBA Finals, no, we can't. In the fourth quarter, in a pivotal game 3, they probably don't think it's as pivotal because they feel like they can come back and win game 4. But still, man, like this ending at 5. So, because the others stepped up. Like, they shot 45% from 3. Lou Dort hit his threes. You know, like, with the problem with the others, they would turn the ball over. Like, Wiggins, bro, like,
yeah.
The man had one good game the whole playoffs. One good game, and that was game 2. Outside of that, Wiggins been a no-show, for real. Lou Dort was hitting his threes, though. You know, Casey Wallace went hitting 3, but Jalen Williams was hitting threes. You know, so they shot 45% from 3. We need an SGA to be SGA. If SGA scores his average of this series, they win this game. But he only scored what? What SGA at? 24?
24, yep.
That's not good enough. In the NBA Finals, sorry. How you begin a conversation? You have the most points in NBA history, AJ, in the first 2 games of the NBA Finals, and you scored 24 points in the first game on the road. We know on the road, the star players step up and the bench players take a step back. That's what happened. We saw Ben Mathurin, like you said, Benedict Mathurin. He came in and had 27. He had a game high. And that's what happens when you on the bench. Like, we saw Caruso last game. He made 20. He had 20. So your bench shows up at home and the stars shows up on the road. This is a game we need the SGA to show up. But it's game 3, though.
Yeah, it's game 3. I mean, like I said, we just saw them down 1-2 against I guess Ty, I guess. But we just saw them down 2-1 against Denver a few rounds ago, right? And they came out and they won game 4, right? We saw them drop game 3 against Minnesota, and we seen them step up and have huge games, most notably their big 3 against Minnesota to I won't say steal, but to win game 4 and to make that a 3-1 series and take control of the series. So I gotta ask you, Joe, are you as confident about OKC, you know, going into game 4, or do you feel like at this point they're in trouble?
Do I think they're in trouble? No, AJ. They're not in trouble. They're not in trouble, bro. They're not in trouble. I mean, we saw this before in these playoffs. You mentioned it. The Denver, this series, hopefully don't go game. If it goes 7 games, obviously you in trouble because 7 games is anybody's game, right? But this series totally is going book by the Denver series. Game 1, Denver down the whole game and they still the series with a game winner. Same thing Indiana did, right? Game 2, you blow them out. Jokic fouls out in the first half. Game 2, you blow them out, and Halliburton tried to show up in the fourth quarter when the game was over. That's why his stats look better than what it really is in the finals. But anyways, and then game 3 at home, you kind of in control of the whole game, and then the fourth quarter, the other team just take a leap and then just take off. That's what happened with Denver. But do I think they're in trouble? No, because one thing about OKC and Indiana too. I'm giving Indiana their props. Both of these teams that we've seen in the finals, they do a great job bouncing back off of a loss. Do a great job, but especially OKC. The like OKC bounced back. They haven't lost back to back games. So does in Indiana. Neither team have lost back to back games in the playoffs so far. And when I look at SGA by himself, all right, SGA by himself. So when I go back to the Minnesota game, SGA had 14 points.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much he had in the next game after that? 49-10. Response against Denver, right? Oh no, I only have right here. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Against Denver, because the Denver series was crazy, and he was clutching that Denver game too. In Denver series against Denver. In game 1, he did his thing. He had 33 and he had 34. But I'm talking about game 3. He had 18 points. He responded next game. They blew him out 25. And then, no, it was a close game, 25, 6 and 6. But he was clutch down the stretch. Like, it was literally Jokic and Murray against. I'm missing that up with game 5. I think game 5 is when he was going back and forth with Murray and Jokic. He had 31 that game. But they normally respond after every loss. So I'm really not tripping. And then also, AJ, I look at history, right? In the NBA Finals. Did you know this, AJ, in the NBA Finals? When they have the MVP of the season and the best record in the league, they all been down 2-1. Twice. Like I look at Steph Curry. Can you hear me, AJ?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got you.
You got me? Okay, cool. My thing was tripping. Steph Curry in 2015. Do you know in the second round they went down 2-1? And they ended up winning the series?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Against Memphis? Who was down? They were down 2-1 against Nuggets, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. And they beat the Nuggets, right? They were. In that same year, although LeBron James had a lot of injuries, the Cavs were up 2-1. Remember LeBron was... Remember that, AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Cleveland, he was going crazy. And then after that, they ain't win another game. It was over. It was 4-2. So I also remember Steph Curry against the Boston Celtics go down 2-1 and they win the series. I remember Rick Carlisle, his team, Dallas, against the Heat. They went down 2-1 and they came back and won. They are not in trouble, bro. At the end of the day, OKC is the better team. OKC has the best player. We both can say, I know I can say, we're not going to see this OKC team on Game 4. I'm not going to see this.
Yeah.
I am not going to see this. I want you to mark it right now. You said what?
I said we can't afford to.
We can't. I want you to mark it right now. SGA, 35 plus. 35 plus. I should go for 40, but I'm going to say 35 plus. God, they say he will average 39. He might go for 45. I don't know because it's Indiana. You know what I mean? He probably got to do what he got to do. But whatever it takes, that Minnesota game I saw against with SGA, it showed me that he's capable of doing what it. That was whatever it takes game, I felt like. That Minnesota game in game 4. That was, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So, it ain't over. Now, they lose game 4, obviously, they in trouble. But they not in trouble. Because once they win game 4, they still back home court advantage. And we all know OKC back at home.
I want to respond to this comment real quick. Well, first off, I want to respond to another comment first. Let me scroll back up because my boy Teddy said something earlier. I just want to point out this is apple juice. I just want to point out it's apple juice. Just want to let the people
Don't
know
bring apple juice to my hand parties.
Funny. I just want to point that out, man. I don't want the people to think the wrong thing. But the other comment I want to respond to is Todd talking about Denver only lost because Gordon got hurt. Come on, bro. They lost the game by like 30, 40 points, bro. He ain't making that much of a difference, bro. And I'm going to say this. If this series goes 7 games, I have no concerns about OKC. Because I don't believe they losing game 7 at home to anybody. To anybody, bro. They play too well at home, bro. You get them one game, but game 7 with the money on the line, they didn't already figured you out throughout the series. Nah, bro. They're not losing game 7 at home. So I want to get back to the original question. Are they in trouble? I'm not going to say they're in trouble. I am going to say I'm a little nervous, though.
They holler.
I am gonna say I'm a little nervous, but I'm not gonna go as far as to say they're in trouble. I won't go as far as to say they're in trouble unless they lose this game. Then I'm like, all right, bro, they're in trouble. But I'm not gonna say that because again, we just saw them down 2-1 against Denver, and we saw them come back and win those games. Now, what I will say, Game 4 against Denver, those guys had great games. Actually, no, they didn't. Offensively, they was kind of hit or miss. SGA was 8 of 19. Jalen Williams was 2 of 13. Chet was 4 of 10.
That whole series is bad offensively.
Yeah, they can't have that, and they got a little lucky because even though Jokic was decent, he had 27, but he shot 7 of 22. Jamal Murray was really a no-show, shooting 5 of 15. Now, Game 4 against Minnesota, all three guys was clicking. SGA, Chet, Jalen Williams. But Anthony Edwards was nowhere to be found for real. Julius Randle was nowhere to be found for real. They beat Denver by 5, given everything I said about them playing bad offensively and Jokic shooting poorly, as well as Jamal Murray. Mm-hmm. They got great games from their big three against Minnesota. Anthony Edwards didn't show up. Julius Randle didn't show up. They won that game by 2. Mm-hmm. And they're going up against probably the most clutch team in basketball right now. So that's the part that makes me a little nervous because I'm not sure you're going to get those type of performances from the Pacers' best players in this game right here. So they got to show up. All them guys got to show up. SGA got to show up. Jalen Williams got to not turn the ball over and make plays down the stretch. Chet got to be aggressive offensively and defensively. Role players got to play well. But I'm going to put that extra pressure on your boy. You want to know the main reason why I say they're not in trouble? Because Joe Jordan told me that's Kobe. That's why he told me that's Kobe Bryant. He told me that's not even number 8. That's 2-4. That's 2-4. That's what he told me. And I say, you know what? After they got rid of the Minnesota the way they did, I was like, you know what? I'm on board. I signed. And Kobe's my favorite player ever. I signed. I see it. I see how he bounces back from bad games. I see his play style. I see his clutch gene showing up for his teammates, the leadership. I see it. If Kobe was in this situation, would I say Kobe was in trouble? I wouldn't. If LeBron was in this situation, would I say LeBron was in trouble? I wouldn't. If Jokic was in this situation, would I say Jokic was in trouble? I wouldn't. So I'm not going to say it about SGA. We comparing them to some great guys. So I expect, like you said, SGA to bounce back in a big way. In a big way. He gonna have to play. And he gonna have to we talking about the MVP of the league. We talking about the Western Conference MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP. We talking about first team all NBA. Like all of that is it's on the table right now. Because if you lose this game, I wouldn't completely count on a 3-1 comeback. Because they're going back to OKC. Because they're going back to OKC, I wouldn't completely count it out. You technically have 2 games in OKC if it went 7. So I wouldn't completely count it out. But you don't want to be down 3-1 against this team, bro. That's not a game you want to play. So it's obviously a must win. But I'm not going to say they're in trouble because I trust SGA. I trust SGA. I might not trust anybody else that much. Jalen Williams has earned my trust to an extent. Chet has earned my trust to an extent. Caruso has my trust too because of how he plays his role. I know he's going to be him the entire series. That's just him, right?
Won't do too much.
Ain't going to do too much. He's going to make plays defensively. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get the fast break points and things of that. He's going to make open shots. He's going to make them threes. So we know we're going to get from him. But SGA, we need you to be SGA in this game because he was subpar last game. And dead legs or not, this the NBA Finals, bro. And y'all are the favorite by a mile. You know they are still favored to win the series, bro. Still. By a lot. By a lot, bro. People still like, nah, it ain't, nah. So, like, yo, you got to get this win. So, no, I'm not going to say they're in trouble.
Facts. All the pressure is on SGA. It is.
Yeah.
It is. When they were up, I told you, they were like, oh, the most points in NBA Finals history after 2 games. You know, like all the MVP. and get to the NBA Finals. Only this many players done that. All the stuff he's doing that's very rare. It don't matter. Like the 739 Warriors, it don't matter until you win a chip. So some people want to put on past Jokic. It won't matter until you win a chip, and you have to take over. Like this game cannot be. Then it won't be like a J Will. We can't say anybody it's a J Dub game. No, this has to be an SGA game. It has to be, right? So, and I expect him to do it though. I have all the utmost confidence that he'll do it. I said they're gonna win in 6, and I was like they're gonna win in 5. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
But then them boys didn't show yesterday, so it's gonna be in 6. It's gonna be in 6 still.
This what I'll say. This what I'll say, Joe. I'm not gonna go as I'm putting the pressure on him, but I'm putting the pressure on him to make sure they win the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. Obviously, you prefer for it to be a SGA game. You prefer that, right? Mm-hmm. But even if they win and SGA has a great game, he still got to show up the rest of the series.
Yes.
I think if they win Game 4, I think they take over the series, right? But it still has to happen. So you can show up Game 4 and then lay an egg at home, and then it's a series again, right? So the way I'm looking at it is this: you just make sure they don't lose the game.
Yes.
Make sure. If they lose, I can't look at you. Matter of fact, they can't lose. They can under no circumstance can they lose this game. They can't. But I'm not looking at it saying it has to be like Jalen Williams can go off. He can go. Chet can go off, right? But you got to win the game.
I see you saying.
You got to win the game because he has more opportunity. They win the game. He got more opportunities to have big time game. Like all of these games from this point forward are huge games. Like you got to win Game 4, but you got to win. You got to win the game at the crib too. Like you can't lose that game and then go back to Indiana down 3-2.
They got to go up 3-2. Yeah.
And then if you got a Game 6 in Indiana, that's a closeout game for a championship. He go off for 40 in that game. We gonna forget if he had a subpar game.
No, facts.
If they win that game, you know what I'm saying. Facts. So just make sure you win the game.
I do think unless they blow them out. Let me say this in. All right, not saying that he has to go score like 40, which I think he might score. He might. But when I say it has to be his type of game. When I watched Game 2, yes, he had 34, right? But Game 2, he had full control of the game. Like, he created almost every play. And it wasn't probably his direct assist, but he created it. You know what I mean? Like he took control of the game. Like, he said, all right, y'all, I got this. And that's what I'm looking for in Game 4 because this win on go home. And when listen, for example, AJ, I feel like I'm a good driver, right? Mm-hmm. If I go on a road trip, I'm driving.
You driving, yep.
Because I feel comfortable that I'm going to get us there safely.
Right.
Now, if I get tired, do your thing, J-Dub. Do your thing, Caruso. Chat. But if I'm up, I got us. I'm going to get us there. Right. That's what I need AJ to do. I need AJ to trust himself over everybody else, but at the same time, make the right play. Because I feel like he was forcing stuff towards the end of the fourth quarter. Like he was getting frustrated, I tell, and he was trying to force stuff. So
I feel that. I'm with that.
But enough of the OKC. Let's talk about the Pacers. So, AJ, now we talked about OKC. Are they in trouble? Now, the Pacers are up 2-1. They still have home court advantage because they stole Game 1. They're going to Game 4 at home. AJ, is this a must-win game for the Indiana Pacers?
Absolutely.
Woo!
To me, absolutely. You got to go into this game like it's Game 7. Because if you win this game, you probably win the series. My thing is this. When you steal Game 1, ideally, you don't want to ever get that home court advantage back. Because OKC, they are ridiculous at home. And they not going. I do not believe they're going to drop 2 home games in a series. I just don't see it. You might catch them slipping Game 1 like they did, like the Pacers did and like Denver did. But I don't see, as the series goes, them losing a Game 5 or a Game 7 at home. So I feel like you have to go get this game. You got to continue to maintain home court. Because, again, Game 7, bro, we saw what they did to Denver, bro. And I'm not comparing the two teams, but to beat a team that's already won a championship by dang near 40, bro, in a closeout game, in the postseason, bro. Like, This team, this team is. If Indiana wants to win this series, they absolutely positively have to win this game. And the same way we calling out SGA, hey, Halliburton, what we seen from you last game, we gotta see it again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like his post game interview. I didn't like his post game interview at all, because they asked him about, I forget exactly what the question was, and I'll have to pull it back up. I think they asked him something about, how does he feel about, people criticizing his game and da-da-da-da, and he got to talking about the media and the talking heads and da-da-da-da, and what do they know about basketball? And it's like, bro, first off, the media nowadays is full of ex-NBA players. Like, a lot of them played the game. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, the players are the ones that call you overrated, bro. Nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying that until the little players poll came out and said you was the most overrated player in the league. So blame your peers for that. Whoever voted, that's on them. That's what really started the conversation. And if anything, the media have been trying to put respect on your name by throwing you in superstar conversations that I personally don't think he belongs in, personally. But since that happened, and since he's been so clutch and played so well in his postseason, now it's like, let's throw extra respect on it. Is he a superstar? And you got media members saying that he is a superstar. Jay Williams, he bang on that door every day and say, yo, the superstar, he's a superstar, he's a superstar. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, I'm looking at him because, again, if we being honest, he had one good game in this series.
Facts.
One good game, bro. And that was last game. So we need to see it again. If he shows up, because he outplayed SGA in game 3. If he shows up and he outplays him again, narratives might have to change. Bro. So I believe it's a must win for them guys. I think they got to go into it like a game 7, because being up 3-1 in the NBA Finals, I think it's only one guy that came back from that in the Finals, LeBron James. So it's likely that's not going to happen again, bro. So they got to treat it like a must win, bro. Don't go back to OKC 2-2. It switches momentum. And now OKC, they got home court back. And again, good luck winning another game at OKC, bro. And matter of fact, I'm gonna say this, bro, before I pass it to you. I think if they don't win this game, they don't win another game in the series, bro. I think if they lose this game, they don't win another game in the series, bro. I think the momentum drastically swings back to OKC. They win in OKC and they close them out in Indiana. That's my prediction. So
it's a must win.
Mm-hmm.
Must win for Indiana. 100%. First of all, in OKC, you won game 1. You stole that game. Stole it. And once OKC was on high alert, you never touched OKC the whole game for real. They had a separation on you in the whole game. And like you said, Tyrese Halliburton has to be more consistent. Game 1, he had 14 points. And we all saw that he was nothing outside of that game winning shot, right? Game 2, he had 3 points, AJ. Sorry, 5 points through the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then he scored 12 when the game was over. It's like, come on, bro, what you doing? So he has to be aggressive. Like you said, he almost had a triple-double last game. He was one, I think, rebound away from having a triple-double last game. But he played really well. He was very aggressive. He was looking for that 3-point shot, but he was very aggressive, shooting the 3. Now, it's definitely a must-win, like you said, because OKC, number 1, is great at home. And I'm not just talking about this OKC team. I'm talking about OKC last year in the playoffs. They only lost one whole game. That was against the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks won because they won more in a row, right? Even with the OKC Thunder, they were really good at home. OKC home crowd is really, really, really good. And like I already said, you won game 1 because you stole game 1. If OKC wins this game and ties the series up, and they go back home with the opportunity to have one more game to win the NBA Finals, they might blow the Pacers out. Game 5, I'm sorry. Yeah. They might blow them out. So, but for, like you said, for order for them to win, he has to be better. I do think Miles Turner has to be better too. Miles Turner was almost a no-show into the 4th quarter. Like, Chet Holmgren did a great job with him all game. And Siakam is weird. Siakam is like, he's very loud, and then I forget he's playing. Mm-hmm. And then he's very loud again, and I forget he's playing. Like he's like a daggone roller coaster throughout the whole game, but then the finishing stats would be decent. Like, you be like, okay, he had a good game. You know, like he started off last game and they were going with him and he was just cooking. And then I didn't hear from him for like a quarter and a half. So, you know, so I think he hasn't better. And obviously, if Indiana wants to win, they do want to keep forcing these turnovers at OKC. They want to limit their turnovers and win that turnover battle, which they did, you know, and keep putting that pressure on OKC to tire them out. But I think OKC will be much more prepared this game. That's the thing about the playoffs in the NBA. You get to adjust, you get to see their hand and adjust to it game by game. So the Pacers did something different. They extended their trap and they were more aggressive on the pick and rolls. Like I said, SGA mentioned that in the press conferences, and they will adjust to that in game 4. And I think they're going to win this game. It might be a close game, but I think they're going to win this game. And like you, now I'm with you. If they win game 4, Indiana ain't winning more games. It's going 6 games. That's it. That's a wrap. So you have fun, Ty. Sorry.
Hey, but I will say this before we move on, Joe. Indiana right there, bro.
They are.
If I'm an OKC fan, now I think for us, I think it's a little easier. Well, I'll say for me, because I know you've been rocking with SGA. You picked them to win the final. This was your finals pick from the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like maybe a little bit more pressure on you. For me, as somebody that was just like, you know, it is what it is. I guess I'm picking them now. I don't have that room to interest. It's not as high. But if I'm like OKC fan, bro, I'm nervous going into this game because of how the other game 4s went that they won. Like they was winning some close ones, bro. Like they was nail biters, and I get it. A lot of playoff games are like that, and the best teams they come through, right? Yeah. But the way this team closes games, bro, the way they play in the fourth quarter, the way that their pace wears you down in the fourth, and the way Halliburton played last game. The Pacers got a shot now. They got a shot. They got a real shot at winning this game and winning the championship. And I ruled them out in the first round. I ruled them out in the second round. I dang sure ruled them out in the third. And I ruled them out here. I can't rule them out no more. So I'm watching that game like I'm picking OKC. I don't think they're in trouble, but I'm also like, but we gonna see. we gonna see OKC. Right, we gonna see. Shoot.
If SGA one of them ones, they better
win that game. He gonna if he
they
is,
better
he gonna
win
that game. Yep.
If they don't win the series, he's not one of them ones. Straight up.
Yeah.
He's not. But I said about the whole Kobe thing was a lie. Straight up.
Yeah.
If he's one of them ones, he win this series. Because they have the better team. They do. And they have the best player. There's no reason why they should lose this game. Sorry, that's getting the series. No reason why.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I agree. But I got to ask you, man, we getting ready to move on to the NFL. We got some interesting news, man. We got some trouble out there in Washington. First off, I'm hearing it's a little trouble. First off, you know, let me put the hoodie in. First off, you know, I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying, through reports that Debo Samuel, he running like a 5'2", 40. You know what I mean? That's what I heard. I heard he running like a 5'2", 5'3". I heard Debo a little slow out there, but he's struggling out there. That's what I heard. But then that might have been rumors, you know, people making stuff. I was like, I ain't gonna pay no attention to that. But the real report, Scary Terry upset, man. Scary Terry looking like he looking for that money, man. He ain't got that bag yet, and he like, yo, what's going on? I've been here for the longest. Like, what's good? Where my money at? So I gotta ask you, Joe, because he ain't reporting right now. He like, look, I ain't coming till I get my deal. And you know, we pretty soon we gonna inch up on preseason and things like that. So I'm asking you, Joe, as the Commander fan, in my opinion, the Commander fan representative, should Commander fans be worried about Terry McLaurin's deal?
No, don't be worried, y'all. Okay. Don't be worried. And before I go about Terry McLaurin. The Debo comments. Now, I know there's a video surfacing about Debo thighs and his legs, and they said he big, all that stuff, right? I heard it. I forgot his name, but there was a guy who's at the training camp, who's there, right, personally, and he said that Debo looks great. Debo looks in shape. Debo looks great. Those are all just. I mean, the dude is naturally, yeah, true. The dude is naturally a big. He naturally. You know what I mean? He's naturally a big dude, but he did lose weight. They say he works out twice a day. He's motivated. Yes, he's good. And the clip they're showing when he looks slow are like walkthroughs. It's install. That's what it's called. Install. They installing plays and they trying to learn the plays. So it's not like they running full speed.
George Kittle actually clarified that too. Like, dude, it's a walkthrough, basically. It's a walkthrough, bro. Like, and then Bobby Wagner responded and was like, exactly. I saw that on Twitter, but that don't stop the jokes.
I like how you let that out though. I like how you let that out though. You opened the statement.
I had to get that shout out real quick. I had to.
I ain't said this before, but George Kittle did say.
Right.
But should we be worried? Don't be worried because I'm gonna play this clip from Adam Peters, and this was like a while ago. This was like before the draft. All right, so I'm gonna play this clip. Adam Peters and Kay Adams. Shout out to Kay Adams.
Saying the Commanders fan base, thankful, whatever. You got a nice watch on. Is it about time to get the Terry deal done? Where are we at?
Ooh, good question.
Where are we on the Terry?
We love Terry. Love Terry, and we've had some really good conversations with his representatives. We're going to keep those in-house, Kay. That's what Sean told me to say.
I'm reading the body language now. I don't know how. You're feeling good. It's trending in a positive direction.
But we really, we want to make Terry a commander for a long time.
Where are you picking?
First of all, she said, I want y'all to pick a running back in the first round. You jerk. She said that anyway, but I got that. But now, when I first saw that video, AJ, I'm not going to lie, I was like, Peter, your body language looked kind of like you got caught off guard with that question. But I like the comments he said that we want to make Terry a commander for a long time. AJ, now, I'm going to give y'all some props. Y'all probably the only team I could think of that pay their guys early. Y'all the only team. I gotta give Howie some respect. You know what I mean? I got to. Y'all the only team that pay y'all guys early. And I mean, but I get Terry's situation though. Because Terry just had his best year. He's been playing with bums his whole career. He finally got him a guy. He got his best year and is due for a contract. He wants to be paid like the highest paid receiver. And I don't blame him for asking for that. And Adam Peters is part, they having the negotiations. As long as he's there, right? Well, minicamp already started. As long as he's there by early July, I'm straight. As long as it's by early July, I'm straight. I would rather go through this now than in July. And this is part of the NFL nowadays. There's going to be no negotiations. There's going to be, I'm not going to show up to OTAs. But once the ink is dry, the dude back up, showing up, smiling, all that stuff. I should have put this up too. Dan Quinn also, they asked Dan Quinn about Terry McLaurin. And Dan Quinn said that Terry McLaurin has had a great offseason. They've been they talked to Terry McLaurin. He said he had an awesome offseason. Terry is still working and stuff like that. He's not with the team right now because it's about business. He got to do what he got to do. So and then Jaden Daniels, he not worried. He said he not worried about the Terry situation. Like nobody is worried about Terry right now. If anything, I'm not going to say it's good, but the good part about him not being there is giving Debo opportunities in that one position. He get more reps and stuff like that. So and that's what they're saying. They're saying because Terry is out, Debo is getting more reps, right? Getting more opportunities in minicamp. You know you got to smile. You good?
I'm good.
All right. So I'm not tripping. Terry is just doing his business. And Terry did this before. People forget about this. He set out OTAs before his last contract dispute. The only difference between then and now is that report that came out that said he's frustrated. When that report came out, that's when everybody went red alert, like, oh my goodness. Are they going to trade Terry? The Patriots. I'm hearing the Patriots. Man, this team, like, bro, we're not trading Terry. We're going to re-sign Terry. The Commanders understand the importance of Terry McLaurin, which I believe they understand them because they better sign him. I'm just a guy looking from the outside in. I'm not in the building. Anything can happen. But based on what I know, Terry McLaurin is a bona fide leader of our team. Bona fide leader. he is a guy who went through the dumps with his team, and you want to keep a guy like that around. That's why they kept Ryan Kerrigan around. Ryan Kerrigan is a linebacker coach because he was here of this old regime, right? So he's part of the new regime now. So Jonathan Allen was that guy, but his performance just wasn't there. So we had to let go of him. But Terry McLaurin, he's one of our leaders. Like you get Debo to put him with Terry. You don't get Debo for him to be your number one guy. So there's no way I see us not signing Terry McLaurin. I'm just waiting for how much we're gonna pay him. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the report by Dave and put in the chat and say that Terry McLaurin signed a deal. So Commanders fans, like in the words of Aaron Rodgers, relax.
Shout out to Dave, man, official reporter now for Shot Coverage, man. Shout out
Yes,
to my
sir.
dog. Shout out
Yes,
to Dave,
sir.
man, because that's where we getting all our news from. My guy, he reporting everything. We get all
He
our
does.
news from Dave, so shout out to him. I couldn't help but chuckle, bro. I couldn't help but chuckle listening to you say, now Debo, he getting receiver 1 reps. I hope so.
He was getting strapped though. He was getting strapped by Amos.
That's what I saw. I was gonna reference that. Like, for what I seen, Amos been locking them up in that spot. So they got to be looking at that. Like, all right, Terry, well, how much money you want? Because we got to move bro back to his normal position, whether it's receiver 2, whether it's halfback, scat back, whatever you want to have him play, tight end, whatever. We gotta get him back to his natural position. This is what I will say. Should Commanders fans be worried about Terry's deal? I'm going to be honest and I'm going to say no. They shouldn't be worried about his deal. I think they are going to re-sign Terry. I think it's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to fathom a world where Scary Terry is not on the team given the season that they just had. But what I will say, though, is Commanders fans should absolutely, positively be annoyed and agitated, in my opinion. Because all season long, we heard about Jaden Daniels. JD5. Scary Terry going crazy, having a career year. And on the backside of all that, right? Gotta do the celebration. You know what I mean, right? On the backside of all of that, we kept hearing Commanders playing with house money. Cause guess what? We ain't paid Jaden yet. And we got a ton of money to work with this offseason. A ton of money. We got one of the highest salary caps to work with. We gonna do this, and this. And I saw them have a pretty solid draft. I saw them go out there and get Debo. I saw them go out there and help the offensive line and things of that nature. But you telling me you dragging your feet on giving Scary Terry a new deal? The first thing they should have did this offseason was re-sign Terry McLaurin. True. The first thing, because of everything you just said. He might be, as of now, because respect to Jaden, Terry might be the leader on the team. He's the one, from what I saw, leading a lot of the offensive huddles. He's the one leading the team out. Like, he is the leader, especially on the offensive side of the ball for the team. You think of the Commanders, you think of Jaden, but for a long time, you thought it's Scary first. He's the guy, right? And so the first guy you want to come and take care of is him, especially, Joe, especially if you're a new GM. You want to set a precedent. I ain't trying to, listen, I'm the new guy here. I've drafted well. I've put a good team together. We was just in the NFC Championship game. But I'm not coming in here ruffling the feathers with the leader of the team. I'm not coming in here having disagreements with the leader of the team. At the end of the day, I'm giving him what he asking for right now. Because without Scary, we saw when Scary didn't have big games, Jaden struggled. Jaden wasn't quite the same when Scary wasn't having those big games. But when Jaden was going off, Scary was 9 times out of 10 going off with him. And the last thing I'll say is this. I know it's early. It's very early. But what Commanders fans got to understand is this. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Getting to the NFC Championship game ain't easy. It ain't something that you're going to do every single year. You hope that you're a Chiefs, right? He never goes a year without not getting to an AFC Championship game. You hope, on the flip side, that's Jaden Daniels. He goes to the NFC Championship game every year and has a chance to advance to the Super Bowl. But the reality is, that's not the reality a lot of times. Teams start off that hot, then they may fall off for a season or two. Then they might pick it back up, then fall off again. Or some go and never go back. Did you know there's a stat out there? that says rookie quarterbacks, and I have to pull up the list of quarterbacks. I heard this today though. Rookie quarterbacks that go to NFC Championship games, Joe, in their first year, never go to Super Bowls. It's never happened.
NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship games. A rookie that goes to the NFC Championship game does not go to the Super Bowl ever in their career. It has never happened. Never happened.
Who went?
I wish I had the clip. I stole it from Chase Daniel.
I know Joe Flacco went. He AFC. Roethlisberger went. He AFC also.
Their rookie years.
Joe Flacco did his rookie year. Maybe that's AFC though. The other two guys were like Russell Wilson. No, Russell Wilson what's it?
His rookie year?
He did.
I'm about to say no, he didn't.
Lost the second round. I don't think nobody did but one guy though.
Who's the one guy?
Some dude I probably never heard of.
Brock Purdy did he start his rookie year? Because
his rookie year. He didn't start.
I don't think he started his rookie year.
No, he didn't start. He came out.
I have to pull next episode. I'll have the clip. It just came back to my mind. I wanted to make sure I said that to you to really gauge your reaction to it. You're like, well, oh, for real? Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard today. But I'll put a clip up. Shout out to Chase, who I don't like because he always hating on Hurt.
He do be hating on Hurt.
Right? He be hating.
I'm surprised you referencing him.
Yeah, man, he be hating. Okay. So he named Brock Purdy. Okay. So Brock might be the only guy. Might be the only guy. I thought he said it's never been done. And I'd have to go back and look.
Purdy wasn't. Oh, he was.
I don't think he started his rookie. I don't think he started his rookie year.
Nah, that year y'all beat them. He didn't start. He came in mid-season because Trey Lance got hurt.
Okay. So okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they lost. Yeah, I got it right here. Brock Purdy, Mark Sanchez, but he's with the AFC. Joe Flacco, right. Ben Roethlisberger, and Sean King. Bro, get that, bro.
Just telling you a little bit of history. Just a little bit of history, bro. Just
tell you, bro. You make numbers sound like crazy. You make numbers sound crazy. Go ahead, though.
I just want to put it out there. History says, I say all that to say, Joe. History says this don't happen often after you make a run that early in your career, right? It don't happen often that you advance. So I say all that to say it's early, but you want to build that chemistry back up now. Like you don't, when you're in a window, because I do believe the Commanders are in a window right now where they haven't paid Jaden and they still a very competitive team, a team that can get to an NFC Championship game. When you're in that window, you need to have your guys, everybody needs to be happy. How much money, especially somebody like Scary Terry. Let's pay, bro. I want him in practice. I want him on the field. I want him with the team as soon as possible. I don't want him missing mandatory nothing, training camp, mini camp, OT. I don't want him missing anything. But I'll wrap up what I have to say with this. Eagles ain't got them problems. You know what I'm saying? Everybody reporting to camp. Everybody. Howie, like you said, he paid guys early. And I think that's the biggest reason why, if I'm a Commanders fan, I might be just a little annoyed. Because it's like, you see that report, like, I literally was on Twitter, right? And I saw a report that said, Scary Terry's upset, he's frustrated. He's not reporting to camp. They talking about his deal. He irritated because the talk's been stagnant. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Then I scroll the very next tweet. All the Philadelphia Eagles are at camp. All the Eagles are at camp. We have 100% attendance rate at camp. I just had to clap my hands, man. Hey, we got the issues, man. If you perform, you gonna get paid. All right, you gonna get paid. If you're an issue, we probably gonna get rid of you. Even if I got rid of CJ, I ain't like it, but CJ was a bit of an issue. They get CJ up out of here. Slate getting a little older, was going back and forth with CJ. Let's get him up out of here and bring back our main guys and and make sure everybody happy. Quarterback signs, star receiver signs. Saquon got an extension. Zach Bond got an extension. Everybody they smiling in camp from what I see. Everybody smiling, rejoicing. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about them problems. I just want to say I don't know nothing about them problems, man.
So your perspective on the whole situation, I like it. You on the outside looking in. I'm looking with the glass half full, and you looking at it like, yo, what y'all doing? Like that's how you looking at it. You looking like, yo, come on, man. Like you a new GM, you right. You a new GM. You want to set the tone like, yo, we pay our guys on time. You want to do that, So I agree with everything you said about the contract situation. I really do have no pushback on nothing you said. But I do want to say one thing though.
Uh-oh.
I mean, just because Terry McLaurin got a bad game don't mean we don't play good. Do you remember the Falcons game? Terry, 7 targets, 1 catch. That's it. No touchdowns. My man JD5, 3 touchdowns, 230 yards, 127 rushing yards. To get us to the playoff. Hey, we don't listen. We need Terry McLaurin. I'm not gonna need him. But if he having a bad game, we still cool. That's all I gotta say.
It's not often. It's what I'm. It ain't
you
often.
right. You right though. Because the games we lost, he wasn't pretty good. But look though, that ain't the question. All I know is Sean King, Don King. Oh, what? Who are these dudes? Sean King? Come on now, I got a cool name. But God, is he in the Hall of Fame? No, he not.
No.
So my thing is this. Joe Flacco, he not even on Jay Naylor's level. I'm going to say that. And he a Super Bowl champion. And all those guys that made it to the NFC champion. Listen, Carl said this. I think Carl said this. Or Tomo. Somebody said it. It's an anomaly. Y'all season was an anomaly. What's an anomaly is JD5. That's an anomaly. How many guys you know who can throw and run like him at the same time this early in his career? Don't get me wrong, he's 24. I get it. He about to be 25. Just relax, all right? I know Jalen Hurts is a little bit older than him. I get older. Oh, I got you. But he's the anomaly, and that's why the season was an anomaly. These other guys that went to the championship game, they had good defenses. Now, don't get me wrong. Our defense played well in the playoffs. They made timely plays. Shout out to Jared Goff and shout out to Baker Mayfield for having wet hands. But anyways, they all had tremendous defenses, and they just rode the ride. Jay was in the driver's seat. He was in the driver's seat. He was the reason. And even the game y'all blew us out in, that wasn't on JD. He played pretty like he wasn't bad. He didn't throw a pick to Terry McLaurin because he's giving my man a chance in the game. And your boy tried to do a celebration when the game was already over. But you remember that. We gotta play that rest of the game.
It still hurts you though. It still
hurts you. When he did it, I was like, come on. It's like one of those things like nothing you can do. Like
it was salt in the wound, bro. It was salt in the wound, bro. I know it was.
I'm like, bro, stop.
I was in the house going crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I was going crazy, man. I was going crazy.
But anyways, but
I respect it. Like I said, I think Jaden Daniels I think he's a great quarterback. I think he has potential to be in that really truly be in that top 5 conversation this year. I think he's gonna have a chance to compete for MVP this year. I do think he's on that level, which is why, from Adam Peters, let's take care of his number 1 option early. We want y'all to get this down, get this chemistry down early, so that y'all are in rhythm throughout the offseason. Because a lot of times, man, when negotiations stall, sometimes you start slow when it's your best player. You know what I mean? Or your leader. Sometimes you might start a little rocky first few games out of the gate because you didn't get those offseason reps. Like I said, it's early, but those reps are important. You know what I mean? It's important. And so, new GM, get it done. My advice would be to get it done as soon as possible. But if I'm a Commanders fan, and I said it the first day I saw the news, it's no way, bro. It's no way they let him walk or trade him. That's just crazy talk. Yeah. But I definitely, if I was you, I'd be like, bro, come on, bro.
Come on, y'all.
Like,
come on, we looking like Dallas right now.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
And the thing, and again, you look like Dallas right now. And the thing is, you have the most confusing part to me. I understand that he's older, right? I understand he's not 25, 26. I understand all that, right? But, bro, you have the money. You got plenty money to spend. So my question is, what's the holdup? Do you not think at this age, or it must be the years? It must be the years on the deal. Because are you thinking after 3 years, I don't know, or maybe he looking for a 4-year deal, or you don't want to give him 4, or because this probably his last big deal. So he probably looking for, like you said, a huge deal. So I get it, but it's like, bruh, like it sets the precedent, bro. And you are in a win. And them 3 years could be your window. That could be a championship window right there, bro.
And it sucks because they restructured Debo's contract, gave him more money.
I mean, come on now.
That's bad. But Ty, I know who Sean. First of all, Sean King was not JD5. First of all, Sean King didn't even start in his rookie year. And if I remember, he came in mid-season, only played like 5 or 6 games. And then his second year, he started, and then he was done after that. He literally played 2 years of his career. After that, he was a bench player. He was having a headset. And that's why your boy mentioned it, because he was like, he don't change things. He was on the headset. So no, I'm trying to say he's JD5. But anyways. But
I ain't gonna lie, I might sound crazy. I ain't know who he was, bro.
He played for the Bucks.
I have no idea, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I know Sean King. He played for the Bucks, but bro, he didn't even start his rookie year until midway through the season. Like more than midway. Last time I remember, more than midway. He only played 5 games rookie year, probably 5 or 6 games. But no, they gotta pay Terry, bro. They gotta pay Terry, and you giving Debo a new contract. See, we don't have as much money as we did before the offseason, AJ. We don't. Traded for Lermy Tunsil. That took some money, and he's due for a new contract coming up also. Debo, we had to pay Debo. Debo's on the 1 year. We got guys like we got Zach Ertz on 1 year, Bobby Wagner on the 1 year. Like, we got guys on 1 year deals, and we also signed. For some reason, I'm losing my train of thought, but the D tackle from 49ers, we just paid him. So we did make some moves. We're like middle of the pack now when it comes to our salary cap. We're no longer like with a Patriot. Yeah, we're no longer at the top no more. But we still have enough to pay Terry though. Yeah. Because you know how NFL contracts are, they're not fully guaranteed. Like, you know how that goes, man. Like, come on, man, pay the man. They would do it, but it's like you said, this should have been first priority.
Exactly. I was just gonna reiterate that. It should have been first priority, bro. Given how he played this season and given that connection that they have, should have been first priority, bro. That's the confusing part about it, man. For me.
Come on, bro. I tell you, McLaurin won us like at least like 4 games. Yeah. Like he won us like 4 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
That Cowboys game, he get that game winner, bro. That was a crucial game to win. That game put us over the Packers.
And then he swung momentum, I believe, in that Detroit game too in the playoffs. With
that
big screen he took for that touchdown,
bruh.
And almost won y'all the first. Almost won y'all that first Cowboy game. Or is that the game you was talking about?
Yes.
First, yeah.
I was my second game, but the first one.
The first one, y'all missed the extra point.
But he didn't want, and he scored on 4th. That's crazy, bro. And he scored on 4th down against the Buccaneers on 4th and goal. He scored a touchdown. Yep. Like Terry McLaurin. The Bengals game, bro, that bomb he caught, that set the tone for us for the
season. Yeah,
like when he caught that bomb and that catch, bro. Terry won so many games for last year. Like, bro, pay that man.
I was gonna say Quinyon said that Scary was literally They asked on one of the podcasts he was on. They asked him who was the hardest guys to defend. He didn't want to give nobody no credit, but AJ and Devontae. But he mentioned Terry. He liking Terry. Terry was a guy to Terry tough. Like, the respect, bro, is he one of the best and one of the more underrated receivers in the league, bro.
You know, Darius Slate always said Terry McLaurin was.
Slay had to tell us. We see it.
We saw it.
We saw it every time they lined up. It was an issue, bro. We saw it. He had to tell us nothing.
I'll never get that game I went to, man. Monday night, woo, he was eating Slay up.
Bro, every time they lined up, bro, Slay ain't got to Slay and Scary and Devontae Adams. Slay, just give it up, bro. Give it up, bro.
Hey, look, I don't know if y'all know how me and AJ met. So I had tickets to the Commanders and Eagles game. This is my last time. You know what? Anything else? We can do our last words.
Yeah.
All right, these are my last words. Mm-hmm. So this is how me and AJ met, y'all. So as y'all know, I'm in Rhode Island and AJ's in the Midwest. He's in Minnesota, right? So he's an Eagles fan. You can tell I'm a Commanders fan. Commanders play Eagles Monday Night Football in Philadelphia. My wife bought me a ticket. You know, it was crazy. I was getting high on this. Somebody said I smell like cat piss. It was crazy, right? It was all crazy. Middle fingers thrown up by me by old people, not youngers, like older guys, right? So I put I made a post about, whatever. I put like a reel, I think, about my prediction, and AJ commented. And I forgot what he said exactly verbatim, but I gotta go back and see it. He was trash talk. He was like, y'all not gonna win, And then we won the game. I saw it live, the massacre. Terry McLaurin. I mean, I'm talking about key third down to third down. Terry was just cooking Slay. And I was just screaming the whole game, scary, Terry. Lost my voice and everything. So we end up winning the game. AJ comes back and give us props. And then we say, you know what? You want to come on the show? He came on the show for the first time when they played the Giants in the playoffs. I remember that. And my idiotic self thought that Daniel Jones gonna have an Elon. That was probably my worst take. But
That was rough, bro.
And that was my introduction to AJ. AJ probably thought I was a fool after that episode. I don't know, right? But that's how me and AJ met. We met because the Commanders beat Philly. I want AJ to know that and remind him that. But shout out to the All Tour Network. Shout out to the All Tour family. Appreciate y'all. Happy birthday. First of all, congratulations to my youngest brother, Dimitri, and his beautiful wife, Brianna. Right? They had a union. They got married last Sunday. It was a fun wedding. Had a great time. Saw family. Shout out to y'all. Happy birthday to my bro, Javon. His birthday was on the 3rd. Happy birthday to my wife, Heidi, and my son, Jazar. Both of them birthdays on the 10th on Tuesday. Your boy got a birthday on the 21st, next Saturday.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what I'm doing. Y'all be chilling. I hit y'all up, see what we going to do. You know what I mean? Usually I go on IG Live and, you know, hang out with people from the network. I might go members only do something. I'll let y'all know. But I'm excited about it. Yeah, hey, it's KD here, bro. It's KD here. We 35.
Hey.
Yeah. It's KD here. Now we talking about KD with the Warriors. I ain't with the Warriors, all right? We win the championships. But that's all I gotta say.
That's what's up, man. Happy birthday to the whole fam, man. Like I don't want to miss nobody. So happy birthday to everybody. Happy birthday and congratulations on the wedding as well, on the marriage, I should say. I just also want to point out to the Eagles fans that are watching that heard that story. That's the same game where Quez Watkins caught the ball, ran and fumbled off a bomb, and freaking, I think it was Dallas Goddard got the face mask and fumbled the ball. Brandon Graham, Brandon, bro, that was the weakest game, bro. That was the weakest game.
AJ Brown was like a no-show,
bro, and they ended our undefeated streak. I think I jumped in it. I think I was in your comments like, man, you crazy. Let me finna smoke y'all. I was so confident. Let me finna smoke y'all. I'm watching the game like, dog, we really about to lose this game. We really about to lose to these dudes. Heineke. We really about to lose to
in Philly.
In Philly, bruh. To end
Monday night.
Bruh. Yeah. So I definitely had to come back and give props. And no, I didn't think he was a fool. I thought you was a hater though. He was like, yeah, Daniel Jones. I'm like, bro, he tripping. He was right before about the Commanders, but he tripping. Daniel Jones ain't got nothing coming in Philly. So yeah, man. No. It's a pleasure to be here, man. I'm glad that we met, man. The bond has been great, man. Now we got a whole pod together, man. It's full circle now. It's full circle now, man. Yes, so it's been great. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Lakers, again, it is what it is. I like to see Luka. He getting in shape. I like to see that. I like the comments I heard from Magic Johnson. We expect championships out here in LA. This is not Dallas, all right? They got one championship over there. We got 11,000. You know what I mean? So we need you to add to that banner count. You know what I mean? So we need you to get in shape and be ready because Brian on his way out the door. We gonna need that from you. Eagles, I mean, keep doing y'all, man. I got no complaints. I'm hearing great things about Jalen Hurts. I'm hearing great things about our secondary. Zach Bond, he playing good right now. Everybody look great. Saquon said he want to be the best running back of all time. I mean, I got no complaint. I see AJ Brown running stairs and doing that kind of stuff, giving motivational speeches, and I mean, we chilling. We in cruise control, man. We on cruise control, so I'm feeling good, man. The Eagles, they keep me unfazed, Joe. They keep me unfazed.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button, no matter what you're listening to or watching it. Hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.